Hello, hello. This is Dazza from Down Under, the Intergalactic Federation on YouTube. Got a lot going on right now in the room. A lot. Made some changes. Put an extra rack up here. I moved. I'll show you. I moved the sonic exciter from here to up here. I put the Alesis up here instead of on top of the speaker over there, which was a nuisance. I've got a second mixer here going into here. I've got the Crave over here. I've got the sample here. I've got the guitar amp over there. The guitar amp is sitting humming in the background. You can probably hear it. I've put samples in the microgranny. Now let me explain, if I may, what's happening. This mixer has all of the mono synths. So the Behringer Craig's Crave, the Moog Sub 37, and the 3 oscillators coming out of here. It's 6 mono synths, except for the Crave and the first oscillator out of here are running off the same sequence here, which one sounds like this. Because I must have turned up the white noise. Alright. And the other is on that track. So they're both on the green channel. This is the yellow channel. It's doing its own thing, but more stereo, more left and right. I could pan that out further. So it's really wide, but I'm actually panning that in a little bit, so it's not so wide on headphones. And I just brought some white noise, pink noise in on those 2 oscillators left and right. So there's 2 oscillators left and right, and there's 1 oscillator down the middle, and from both the Crave and the System500 modules. And then the Moog is doing its own thing. The Moog's over here going like, running some kind of arpeggiator. I've got the RD8 is running off its own sequencer. I've got the drum module from here is only triggering the drum module in here. The drum track is triggering the drum module. And that drum module is coming to this desk. All the drums are coming to this desk. The 6 synthesizers are coming in on the first 2 channels. The modular kick drum is on the next channel. It's got a send going to the side chain compressor of the 3630 Alesis compressor. And then I've got the RD8 kick drum, the RD8 snare drum, the hi-hats. On the faulty channel here, channel 6, it's the input gain knob will cut out if I move it. It has to stay like there's only like a couple of regions where it gets contact, and that's infuriating. I'm also noticing when the volumes are all the way down, there's bleed comes through as well, which shouldn't be happening. And then I've got the Volca sample, and I've been putting that in song mode. It's actually in pattern chain mode at the moment, so it'll run a pattern. Why don't we have a listen to that first? If I mute these 2 tracks and maybe mute that, I don't know. Yeah, so all the drums are mixing in here, all the mono synths are over there. So this is kind of like one big multi-synth. Yeah, and I haven't really done this before, and I'm trying to relax and play some samples over the top. Let me scroll through the samples I made last night and see what I can find here.
You've created a subculture built on drugs, freedom, and spectacle. One that swallowed disillusioned youth and redirected their revolutionary energy.
Let's go with this one. Changing sample. Oh, is that not playing? Okay.
The most interesting mathematical property of harmony.
Instead of using basically heat from a laser in a cold room,
here we go.
Differential the temperature.
Now we're talking.
Those 2 to stir the plasma, maybe even more efficient by use of magnetic field to stir it. That's what I ended up doing. Instead of using.
Let's have a listen to the Volca sample.
Laser in a cold room, the differential the temperature difference between those 2 to stir the plasma, maybe even more efficient by use of magnetic field to stir it. That's what I ended up doing.
Use the magnetic field to do what?
that. Okay. And something's playing there, probably this. No, that's coming from in there. See, that's loud. I'm going to stop right there and just mention a couple more things. I've got the new Blues Driver BD2, which is like a pedal from the 80s, but this is a new version, it's unused, right? I've got the fuzz going into the Crybaby Y, into the MXR Phase 90, going into the Blues Driver, into the Marshall. And I should have mentioned that, because when you put the Blues Driver after the fuzz, it really gives it a tone. So I'm trying to like, and that delay I think is just from the Marshall. There's also the send from this desk going through the guitar pedals into here potentially, but I'm not even using that at this point. How do you like these samples?
Mike was really going to scale and test his machine. He'd need transformers that can handle 50,000 volts or more without breaking a sweat. Basically, he needed the kind of transformer you see on power poles. But those are not easy to get, and they're not cheap. Mike didn't have $15,000 to $20,000 to put into this experiment. Besides, he'd need more than one or two transformers, he'd need a few. So Mike had an idea.
Drums. Wow, and it does that thing at 0. Close the filters. This whole rig is a massive overkill right now. GoPro up here. And that's been 10 minutes. I haven't even got anything done. So that's the Behringer Crave. Cool thing about the Behringer Crave is I've turned it on an angle this way, and I can reach the pitch right here and just do this. That does my head. Now I can balance the other sequence there. Should I put like a pad sound over the top? prelude I've been using. I'm in 432. This is nuts. And my finger's busted, completely busted on the nail there. But I only notice it when I try to use it. Those drums back. Tone this down. See how low the Crave can go. It's hard to tune that by ear while you're playing. Bring these drums in. Change to a different song. See what happens. I need to stop and restart to get this reacting. Where are my drums? Come on. Why can I not hear this? Is there no pattern here? What's going on? There's no drums there. That's very odd. Where are my drums coming from? This? It's on. Why, what? I'm gonna have to stop that and restart that. That's really odd. Listen, that might be enough for tonight. I don't know. I don't want to drive you nuts. But I also haven't really achieved anything just yet. Let's see what happens now. If I go auto scroll and auto scroll on track 1. There we go. Those drums were definitely not playing before. They are playing now. Something neutralized the drums for some reason. Back that off. Okay, so this is the RD8 running its own sequencer. And it's progressing. And let's say we've got these, right? I might take some bass out of that, right? High pass filter. And just kind of generally sort of tone them down. the sidechain compression. We'll sort of tone all this down, all this craziness, and let that kick drum come through of the RD8. Alright. I can't help wonder what a MPC could do to manage all of this. I hope you recognize those samples. They're from the Y-Files. Mad Mike. What a chaos. So what's the bad news? Alright, so there's one thing I haven't done.
For stealing the transformers and stealing power, slight marketing goods. And 5 years probation. And while he was in jail, Mike thought of different ways he could make the machine more efficient. But there was no way for Mike to build the this. He lost his house, he lost his job. He was a pariah in his town because of the brownouts. It seemed like Mike's time machine.
Alright, so there's one thing I haven't done, I'm trying to say. Is run anything through some of the guitar pedals here, because I have a send coming from up there going through the guitar pedals. So say I took this sound here and I send it through. Let's turn it on first. Oh, there it is. Wow, so that's really loud, by the way. And it's probably the audio in effects. Yes, it is. So it's going through a distortion there. Amp simulator. Which means the guitar can go through the guitar amp and then the amp simulator. Am I even in focus? Probably not. How's my focus? Is that better? I forgot to put these lights on. This sequence is fucked out. Oh. That's not changing. It should. I've lost the Behringer drums for some reason there. Put those lights on. By the time we get to tomorrow night's video, you'll have lights. Alright, what am I trying to do? Oh yeah, the send here. Alright, so the send is going into... Whoa, that's too loud. And I can EQ the crap out of that with the metal zone. Distortion. I'd like to go with the lead sound here. Turn down. Let's send that. That's the amp simulator there. So I can loop the send there. Mute everything from over here. So that's what I just recorded. I can drop the drums from the Volca sample, and soon that Volca sample is going to be an MPC sample. So just quiet that down with some effects on top. Okay, the guitar mic is coming in on this desk, so it can't be sent through the other guitar pedals. It's already going through like 4 guitar pedals, but it can get this. It can get a send to the delay here. The delay is here. Oh wow, the way that feeds back. Now all I've got to do is learn to play guitar. So I can get its feedback. Maybe turn the wire off. it's clipping too much. Maybe turn the volume down. There's a novel concept. Turn the fuzz down, turn the driver down. Back on. That's the sound of the Behringer Crave running its own sequencer and receiving messages from the BeatStep Pro. It sort of can't cope with that. Alright, that's way too long for a 3-camera video. I have to stop here. And I didn't even try the Strymon reverb, which is on a send from up there as well. You won't hear on guitar. Guitar's coming straight into this desk. Yeah, lots of options there, and now I've just got to sort of put it like use it creatively, constructively, or whatever the expression is. Let's mute everything and see what goes away. This one's noisy. There we go. That channel there was noisy. All right. Good night. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in that, that's cool. Take care. Goodbye.